Rhonda responded. People are gonna die no matter what. It's a part of life, especially now. Charles understood what he meant, but also understands why William felt the way he did. Rhonda inserted a disc into the radio. Thunk, thunk. Two loud sounds and a scream. Oh no, what is it this time? Stopping on a dime and getting out. The two saw a gorgeous girl. Oh my God, Charles, is that you? Charles turned around. Vanessa figured a waster would have torn into your face by now. She laughed.
Not yet, but your asshole, you hit my miniature poodle. No, not yet, you asshole, but you hit my miniature poodle.
Charles, looking at the bloody smear on the ground, exclaimed, "Wow, that's goddamn fucked up." As Rondo mumbled under his breath, "Hated those dogs." They looked at Vanessa and told her to get in, and she said,
"I'll get in the car, but you've got to give me something in return." Charles
looked at her. Anything slipped out of his mouth before he could think about what he just signed up for. Vanessa looked at him.
"I want my choice of a gun."
Charles said, "Okay." And she said,
"I wasn't done yet."
He said, "Okay." And she said,
"I also want you to teach me how to use a gun."
He agreed to the deal, and she got in the car, and now the group of 4 strong. Vanessa was a C student in high school. She hated going to school, but her parents wanted her to go and at least pass college. Then their father could use a couple $1,000s to make sure that she would never get fired from her job. As he used to say, anything for my little girl. Going down the road now, Charles said, "Where are we headed?" And Rondo said, "Take a left here. We're going towards your apartment." Charles asked why. Rondo leaned forward from the back seat. "We're going to pick up a buddy of mine. His name's Oscar Oliver. I used to play football with him in high school." At this point, Charles had one hand on the steering wheel and one hand on Vanessa's thigh. "I remember Oliver. Didn't he get expelled for catching the science lab on fire?" Rondo laughed. "Yeah, somehow that crazy bastard set fire to the air, basically when doing an experiment, and cut Miss Loud's eyebrows off. She had to walk down the aisle the next week. She got married with Sharpie on eyebrows. Man, those must have been some good wedding pictures." Vanessa looked back.
"Why do we need him?"
Rondo felt offended. Him and Oliver had known each other for 4 years, and they had known her for all of 5 minutes and that she'd been in the car. "We're gonna need to find a way out of this. I think he's our best hope. Not him in general, but his family that works for the Pentagon. I'm hoping if we find him, we can find his family and possibly figure out if there's a cure." Vanessa sat back thinking,
"Well, that's good and all, but what about the short-term plan? We can just keep driving. We can't just keep driving around picking up people."
Rondo said, "Me, Charles, and William all discussed that this morning. We're gonna stay and defend the nursery." Vanessa rolled down her window to get some fresh air.
"William is still alive?"
Charles responded, "Yes, luckily me and him were at work together when this all started." Vanessa looked at him.
"Did you hear the broadcast?"
Charles responded, "Yes." She said,
"Shortly after the news went dark and there was no filter, people were getting killed in the middle of the street. Hospitals were overwhelmed by wasters."
Meanwhile, a group of survivors that calls themselves the Wasters sets its eyes on the nursery as their leader Alan Lee looks at the land and sees many of the same qualities that William and Rondo found in it: arable land, a lake for water, as well as golf carts to patrol the property. He looks at Alexander and says, "We need to live there." Alex, looking concerned, asked, "What do you mean?" Alan looked at him. He appeared angry. "Don't you see that land is superior to anywhere else we'd find? Everything we need is all in one place, all for the low price of killing 4 strangers." Alex handed him his M16 and said, "All right, then we've got some work to do then." To be continued.